Have you ever caught yourself thinking, "It's not me, it's them"? Have you found it difficult to admit fault, even when things clearly go wrong? And have you noticed that the more convinced you are of your own righteousness, the more conflict you tend to encounter? Welcome back to the channel, where we go beneath the surface to explore the inner mechanisms of growth. Today we ask a powerful and transformative question: why do we always believe we're right? And what does it really mean to awaken? Let us begin with this fundamental truth: awareness doesn't begin with pointing fingers. It begins with pointing inward. The truly awakened ones aren't those who know the most, speak the loudest, or correct others constantly. They're the ones who examine themselves deeply, consistently, and courageously. If you think awakening is about being flawless, you're wrong. Awakening is about seeing your flaws clearly and still walking forward with grace. Look around. Some people claim to be spiritual, quote sacred texts, share motivational phrases, but are quick to judge, slow to listen, and almost never question their own motives. They believe they're awake, but in truth they've simply built a more polished ego. True awakening is not loud. It is quiet, not assertive but humble. It doesn't say "I'm right." It says, "Where might I be wrong?" Imagine two people in a heated argument. One blames the other. The other defends themselves. It escalates. But what if even one of them paused and said, "Wait, what part did I play in this? What am I not seeing?" That simple question can dissolve years of tension. Self-reflection is a superpower, but it's often misunderstood. It's not self-blame. It's not shame. It's insight. It's the ability to say, "Let me check my own blind spots before I accuse others of not seeing." Why is this so hard? Because the ego doesn't want to be wrong. It clings to its story. It feeds on superiority. It finds safety in self-righteousness. But in doing so, it keeps you trapped in a loop of illusion. The greatest obstacle to awakening is not ignorance, it's the illusion of knowledge. The illusion that I've got it figured out, that I already know. Ask yourself, when was the last time you sincerely questioned your own viewpoint? When was the last time you apologized, not because you had to, but because you realized you were wrong? True practitioners do this daily. The masters don't reflect once a year. They reflect every moment. There's a beautiful saying: the more you awaken, the more you see how asleep you were. Awakening isn't a switch, it's a spectrum. And those truly far on the path are painfully aware of how far they still have to go. Think of the great teachers throughout history. They weren't prideful. They weren't defensive. They were deeply humble, because the more light you carry, the more clearly you see your own shadows. It's easy to find fault in others. It's hard to find it in yourself. But that's where the gold is. When you reflect daily, you catch your pettiness. You catch your fears. You catch your reactions before they explode. You start to see that most of your suffering doesn't come from the world, it comes from your interpretation of the world. There's a story of a man who used to complain constantly about his co-workers. One day, someone asked him to write down everything he found annoying about them. He did. Then they asked him to imagine someone writing the same list about him. Could he see how every item on the list might be mirrored in his own behavior? That moment changed him. Self-awareness is the bridge between suffering and freedom. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be honest. Every evening, take 5 minutes. Ask yourself, was I kind today? Did I judge anyone? Did I say something I regret? Did I ignore someone's pain? Did I avoid looking at my own faults? These questions are like a compass. They guide you back to yourself. Don't be afraid of what you find. The shadows you see aren't there to shame you, they're there to show you where light is needed. It's in this daily practice of reflection that transformation occurs. Not in grand gestures, not in public displays, but in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Ask yourself, why do I resist admitting I'm wrong? What am I afraid of losing? Respect, control, identity. But the irony is, people respect you more when you can admit your mistakes. Because it shows strength, not weakness. You don't need to always be right. You need to always be real. You don't need to defend your ego. You need to protect your peace. And peace doesn't come from winning arguments. It comes from understanding yourself so deeply that others' opinions no longer shake you. Awakening isn't about becoming something new, it's about unbecoming everything that isn't you. And that starts with awareness. If you think you have no more work to do, that's a red flag. The moment you stop reflecting is the moment you start regressing. Growth isn't linear. It's cyclical. You revisit lessons. You uncover deeper layers. You outgrow ideas you once cherished. That's okay. That's evolution. So the next time you feel the need to argue, pause. The next time you feel judged, pause. The next time you feel right, pause. And in that pause, ask, what is my soul trying to show me? In the comments, share your reflections. What's one belief you've questioned recently? What's one habit you're working on changing? What's one truth you've discovered about yourself? Let us support each other in becoming more awake, not more certain, but more aware. Not more proud, but more peaceful. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone who may be trapped in their own rightness. Let them know that awakening doesn't mean perfection, it means perspective. Your journey doesn't begin when you realize you're right. It begins when you finally ask, what if I'm not?